Ooh, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. GoodTimesWithScar here, and welcome back to the wonderful world of Hermits and Crafting. And we're here at Scar's Frontier Outpost. And as you can see in our last live stream over the weekend, we completed our pathway, which I think looks really cool. It now really kind of frames up the whole archway, and we have some little hidden details in the corners here. A nice little walkway, which will then reveal into the future base and all of those awesome things. But on this server, there are many amazing things, as you guys know. The XP spawner and all sorts of beautiful farms and utilitarian type things, but I think the most useful thing has finally been completed on the server, and it's over here, and we did it on Twitch. Can you guess what it is, my friends? It's something the server doesn't have, and it now does, and that's a porta potty. That's right, we now have a frontier style porta potty here in Scar's Frontier Outpost, equipped with toilet paper and a nice little handles here. We can close the door and then kind of keep an eye out for any bandits or anything while we're going to the bathroom. And yeah, so I think that was pretty fun build. I'm just joking about, but yeah, that was a really fun build. Just something goofy and a little different to do. We also plotted out on Twitch where our mine's going to go. So we need to get rid of this rock, sadly, and these trees. But Scar's mine's going to go in here, and it's going to be super sweet. Got cats, you know, keeping an eye out on things. But there we go, my friends. There's a quick update from our Twitch streams. Now, if you missed any of those Twitch streams, you can definitely just head right over to Twitch and watch any of the archives that are playing on there. And yeah, so my friends, let's head back to the Market District to complete our landscaping and all sorts of wonderful details at Scar's Enchanted Tool Forge. And welcome to the Brown Market District once again to finish up the outside of our tool forge. So in this episode, we're going to finish all of the landscaping. We're actually going to build the tool forge and all of that good stuff. So let's dive right into it. So first thing we need to do is plot out where the actual furnace thing is going to go. So let's jump into our inventory here and let's grab out a couple different things here. So what we're going to need here is, let's actually just start with our polished andesite. And what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of get a really basic start here. Let me kind of measure everything out here. I'm going to go like this and that. And then I think I'm going to bring this upwards like that. Okay, so we're just going to do 3 blocks kind of in the center like that. And we'll run those along there like that. And then let me jump up here and we're going to cut out these blocks right there. So this, of course, will be the actual forge. And what we're going to be able to do is kind of have a nice little design built up here like so. And then we're going to take our cobwebs and all those cool little details and make it look like, you know, smoke's billowing out and all those good things. And then off of this block, we're going to come up here like that. And then the question is, how high do we actually bring this? That's a good question. So let's just bring it up to, let's just say we bring it up to there. Let's jump back down and just kind of get a perspective from afar and see how it looks. Okay, that could be good. That could be good, my friends. That could be good. So let's hold it at that point for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sneak on either side here and just start kind of building up a couple little details on either side here. And then, of course, in this interior, that's the question. I think I'm going to leave this plain because I want to do some cool things in the interior there. Why don't we grab out some of our cobblestone walls? And then, as you can see, I'm going to cut out these blocks along here and here. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to start running these guys. Oh, hello. You're not supposed to be there. Get back in line. Get back in line. There you go. Put those guys along there like so. And then if we have some scaffolding, that would be wonderful. And we're just going to head on all the way up like so. Beautiful. So I have a question for you guys here. Where are you guys planning on going this year for convention-wise, for gaming conventions, different things like that? If you're planning on going to one, I would love it if you guys let me know in the comments of which one you are going to, because I'm trying to plan if I'm going to attend any this year or not. And I'm still debating myself on where I want to go. So having you guys give me suggestions on where you guys are going to go, and the more places I see, the more comments I see in one particular one, would more likely, you know, I would choose that for myself, because it'd be cool to meet fellow Scars and different things along those lines. So in the comments, if you're going to any particular one, if you're pretty sure you're going to attend like a gaming convention of some kind this year, definitely let me know in the comments. I would love to kind of get a consensus and see where you guys are going. And that'll definitely help me make up my mind on where I would like to go. There's a lot of possibilities. There's PAX, there's E3, there's Minecon, and of course TwitchCon. So there's lots of things out there, and I'm just not 100% sure where I want to go. So your guys' help in kind of figuring out where you're going to go will help me figure out where I want to go. And let's see here, my friends. Let's see here. We want to make this look better. So I'm just going to kind of chop things out a little bit. We're just going to kind of do a little chopping here and there. Trying to figure out where I want to go. How about I leave those how they were? I'm going to put an extra block on either end here. And I'm just going to build up the edges like so, just a little extra here and there. And then let's see, why don't we take out some stairs? Why don't we just get a couple stairs out like so? And I'm just going to run these across here like this. There we go. Looking good, looking good. And then I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to cut these guys across here like that. And then I'm just going to open up this passageway right here. I'm just going to bring that one. Oh my gosh, look at that. Don't you love how things kind of start to materialize? It's like if you're a painter or a drawer and you're sketching away for so long and nothing ever seems to be working. But then eventually you see that little spark and there it is. That final product starts to emerge. It's such a great feeling, isn't it? For, when you're doing that. And it could be anything. It could be whatever, maybe even sports or anything along those lines when you're struggling along and you get that little spark there when you see things slowly come together and you're like, oh, there it is. There it is. That's a cool feeling. Okay, so I'm going to cut that piece out right there and I'm going to cut out you and you, no offense. All right, there we go. And I'm going to cut this guy out below there. And that's looking pretty good, my friends. What do you guys think? I think that's good. One thing I would like to do is replace some of these blocks here with, a mixture of different stones. I don't want it all to be the exact same stone, but I'm liking that. I really like that a lot. Okay. The question is, do we want to put fire in here? That's the question. So give me 1 second. Let me go get some fire and I'll be right back. I got the fire. What could possibly go wrong with our little wooden house here? All right, my friends, let's see what we can do here. I'm thinking about taking out these little guys along there, but here we go. This is such a bad idea. Anyway, let's put these things on the sides over here. So I'm gonna put one over here, I'm gonna put one on that side, and I'm gonna fill these with water because, when you're doing your forging and things of that nature, you wanna like cool down things. And I also like having a little bit of a running effect. I think that looks kind of cool. But yeah, I think that looks nice. So I'm gonna put that away for now. And like I was saying, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a couple little improvements here and there. Put those guys along there, put these, oh, hello, get in my inventory. There we go, put these guys like that. I just figured these are like kind of little, like pliers. You kind of like reach into the molten lava and you pull out your sword or something. At least my thoughts. And then back here, I'm thinking about doing some sort of anvil or something along those lines. But yeah, I think that's pretty good. So next thing I'm gonna do for now, we're just gonna take a quick break from building this and we're going to kind of watch that, make sure that the whole place doesn't catch on fire while we add our cobwebs. So this is always fun. Like I always really enjoy adding cobwebs to things now because I've never really had access to these things before. So with 1.9 now, you don't have to find like, abandoned mine shafts and things of that nature to get yourself some cobwebs. So super pretty cool. I'm trying to see if there's any particular wind direction we have in this particular area. It looks like that flag is pointing and there's a ghost rider out there. Can you see it? Can you see it? Like right there, there's a ghost rider horse over there. But you see that little flag that's pointing this way? It would look weird to have like my thing going directly to the side. So I'm going to have it go off more of an angle, but still keeping with that same direction over there. And there's that ghost riding horse over there. Anyway, let's get started here. So first thing we're going to do here is we're just going to start to kind of build up the sides like so. And then we're going to jump up here just a little bit. So other things we have planned, we need to remove all of the hardened clay and replace it with dirt and pod soils. So that's definitely a thing. We still need to kind of get going a little bit, but as you can see, we're just kind of haphazardly place these down with cobwebs or anything along these lines of something natural, something that's blowing in the wind. These things need to come in time. Like the first, pass that you make of adding these to something is never 100%. You always kind of come back. You always kind of refine it. So when you see it, if it's not 100% the way you want it, don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. Just keep trying, keep playing with it a little bit, see where it kind of takes you. There we go. And I'm going to place this one right about here. There we go. Looking good. And jump on down like so. And I just want to add just a little more protection right here so I don't fall. There we go. And then I'm just going to add an extra block here and there just to kind of beef up this area just a little bit. But for now, I think that's pretty good. Like I said, we'll constantly refine this. This won't be our first pass at trying to get this all set up. We'll clear out as much of the scaffolding we can. There we go. We got one more piece there. Come on. Can we get it? There we go. And we'll take the express route down, clean up this little section right here. Beautiful. Oh, actually, that's not bad. Actually, let's take a look. That's not bad, my friends. That's not bad. It's a little thick right here, and I might do a couple of them going a little more upwards. But the most part, I think that's actually looking pretty good. All right, so let's go back over here. Let's kind of collect some of our scaffolding. There we go. Back into my inventory. Beautiful, wonderful, awesome. turn the corner and head back in here. All right, so one thing I was thinking about is some iron bars. What if we maybe remove like this section right here and this section right there, and maybe did something like that, just kind of to close it up for when we're not actually using it, maybe. I don't know, just a thought. Maybe just remove this piece right there. I wish it came over like just a little bit, like it didn't all the way enclose this section. Like that would look pretty cool. I don't know, we'll continue to kind of like play with this and refine it a little bit. I'm almost thinking if I can just do one little thing here. So pardon me for one moment as I put just a couple extra little blocks here and there. Yeah, I kind of like that a little bit. I don't know. We'll kind of like play with that a little bit more as we go along. I got way too much fire. I didn't need all that, but we need to start working on some other things, and we'll come back to this because I'm not 100% satisfied yet. As you can see, we have a lot of kind of terraforming to do around the base to kind of make it feel a little more homey. So first thing I'm going to do is start removing all of this hardened clay. All of this hardened clay is going to go and be replaced with dirt and pod soil and all sorts of beautiful things. So my friends, this is going to take a while. And as you can see, we're making tons of progress here by getting all the hardened clay kind of carved out and then adding kind of a layer of dirt. Now from this layer of dirt back here, we're going to be able to add all sorts of fun and interesting different plants and all sorts of good stuff. So as you can see, I've taken this layer out right up to the door. So what I want to do is just kind of get a really basic kind of setup of dirt along here. What we're going to do for our pathway kind of leading up to the door is I think I'll do that in stone. I think that would look nice. We've done a lot of dirt paths lately, so I think a nice stone path would be something that I would be interested in doing. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of that once we get there. Let's see, why don't we just start adding just a little bit of pod soil. I just want to mix it up in this particular build. The landscaping in design that we're going to be thinking about here is kind of a medieval, kind of a fantasy theme a little bit with, of course, this design. From there, what we can do is do a little different plants and trees and stuff like that we've done in Scar's Frontier Outpost. So we'll be moving more towards spruce, you know, more of a kind of Christmas tree feel, if you will. So I think that'll look really nice. But yes, it's just kind of one step at a time. And oh my gosh, my entire house is shaking right now. Every time this happens, when the rescue helicopters fly over like right now, that means somebody in the mountains is in trouble. Somebody got in trouble up in the mountains. You silly little goose, you up in the mountains. What are you doing up there? You're causing my house to shake. The Blackhawks come out of the National Guard base and they head up to the mountains to go look for some poor unfortunate soul that's lost up in the mountains. But anyway, my friends, as you can see, I just want to continue to kind of fill in all the dirt along here and then just add in a little bit of pod soil and different things along those lines. And yeah, I'll see you in just a minute. And here we go. Look at this. We're starting to get our pathways all built up, and I want to do like a little grass pathway leading to the back. And that's where it's going to be kind of the office of the shop, if you will. That's kind of like the sneaky underbelly of the whole operation. I might do that all kind of on live streams and stuff like that. I think that would be really fun. So as you can see, I'm just going to run an entire pathway of andesite out here. And then from this andesite, then we'll be able to kind of incorporate other stones and different things like that. And I want to do it a little bit of a meandering pathway, so it's not all just, you know, a straight pathway. So I just wanted to kind of leave it to about here. So if we're on this little pathway right here, the pathway kind of leads up there and then leads towards Cubs. So I think that is kind of a good arrangement there. Looking good, my friends, looking good. So we just want to kind of bring this pathway all the way and then kind of meets up right there. I think that's a good arrangement like so. Then we can kind of cut in a piece like that. Awesome. So like I said in the previous episodes, like I always like to just start with kind of a blank slate like this. And then from here, I can start to kind of plan out where I want different little materials like this. And I think that's when things start to kind of come together, my friends. Things start to come together. And that was really bugging me down there. I had to get that changed out. So start, you know, fitting in little pieces here and there. It's like a little puzzle, just putting things together like so. And I think that is definitely going to look pretty cool. And yeah, I think this, I think in the end, our little tool forge, yeah, it took a while. I know. I'm just a slow builder. Like that's just all there is to it. I like to just meticulously kind of like plan things out, maybe way too much. I think that's definitely been established before, but it just takes me a while to ever get anything done. But I'm glad you guys have enjoyed the build anyway. It just takes me a long time to get things done, but in the end, I think we've got something pretty cool done. So I just want to kind of fit in maybe a couple more of these guys. There we go. Kind of an underutilized block. I've been trying to kind of use it a little bit more is the stone slabs. In my texture pack, I have kind of made it so they connect together instead of something like that where there's a line right there. I like that quite a bit, actually. To make this look a little bit better, see how we just kind of transition straight into that? It looks a little bit hokey. So what I can do here is something like that, just so there's a little separation between the pathway and there. And then little things you can do on the edges of the pathways, just give it a little bit of separation like this. Oh, hello, you're not supposed to be there. All right, there we go. See how there's just a little bit of like a separation? I think that looks pretty cool. And then we can do something like that, and then maybe even swoop one over here, and maybe one right there. Connect that like so, one more there, and then maybe cut this piece out and watch this. Let's see if this works. And maybe just like a little stair like that. Yeah, look at that, that looks really nice. And then it kind of cuts up there, just so it's not even and symmetrical and perfect. That's kind of our goal, is to kind of avoid that, because, you know, it's kind of a rustic design. So things of that nature, I think, make this thing look a little bit better. And there we go. We've got our sweet little pathway all built up and ready to go. And we're getting there. We've got our pathways all assembled and ready to go. And as you can see, I trampled this pathway down and added the landscaping back here. Started to at least get it down pretty good. And as you can see, I think it's coming out pretty cool. And of course, that's where the little trapdoor thing will be. But I want to start adding the trees. And I think this spot right here is going to be a perfect spot for a tree. So the trees we're going to do are kind of a spruce tree like so. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of build them up like this. So we're going to kind of jump up here like that, bring this one up, maybe 2 more blocks like that. Awesome. So this one won't be super big, but it'll just be kind of a medium-sized tree like so. So now, actually, you know what? I'm going to bring this up just a little bit taller like that. There we go. Just give it a little extra height. Now, what we want to do is just start to kind of wrap a little branches down and around. Of course, once we jump down, we'll fix the bottoms and add extra little hangy leaves and all those good stuff. But as you can see, we just want to kind of build up the center here. Now, this tree will be a lot more bushy than the Scar Pines that we've done over at our base. So this one will be a lot thicker foliage-wise. So down below here, that's when we can kind of, add some branches here and there that sticks down here. But there won't be too much exposed branches till we get up to the very top. At least that's what I at least have somewhat envisioned for this. Down at the bottom here, we'll have to add some form of a root system because there isn't any at the moment. And I think that'll help establish the tree a little bit more down at the bottom. So let me scaffold our way up here. And now I get a lot of questions like how to terraform and how to make trees. It's really not something that's super easy to explain, really. It's something that you just got to practice with. Building, you can, follow pretty precise kind of measurements and stuff like that, and you can get a pretty cool little building. But with the terraforming like this, it's something you got to practice with quite a bit. And just kind of find the natural flow of the tree, find the natural flow of, walkways and things of that nature. Think of how, say a weed would grow. Just feel kind of like this. I kind of take that as kind of a weed kind of growing up there. Don't make it just a straight line right up. Just kind of meander it around. Like, that's the best advice I can give is just, when you're doing it, just kind of meander around. That's all I can really say, is you just want to make sure things aren't symmetrical. Nature has like a chaotic symmetry to it a little bit. So you can find kind of the natural symmetry of it, but it's all in kind of a chaos. So that's kind of how you kind of do it a little bit. So you just kind of fill it in like this. Like always, it's not really any one particular way is the right way. So just kind of find the natural flow of it. And as you can see, it's a decent tree. It's a decent tree. It could use a little more here and there, but I think that's a pretty good tree for now. So let me start adding some more of these, and I want to start building some big ones down at the back end here. And look at how this place is finally kind of coming together, which is super exciting. As you can see, I have an additional tree on that side. Walk through our pathway here, and we can head into the back area. And this is where I kind of want to build a couple large trees in the back section. So just a small one in this little corner, but along this corner back here, this is where I would like to build, a couple big ones back here just to kind of frame up this area of the build. So I just want to kind of add a couple here, and I think this will look pretty nice. I want to have one kind of slope down here, and this shouldn't interfere with anything because I wanted this one to be fairly large, my friends, fairly large. And I think we'll be okay with the house. I don't think we're not house, but shop. I guess it looks, some people have mentioned it looks a little more like a house than a shop, but yeah, I guess, but it'll look cool once. I guess now maybe it looks a little less like a shop or a house, now that it has the forge and the little, hanging over thing on that side. But yeah, we should be able to get this whole project done this week, which is exciting. We just need to add the interior and then bring over all of the tools. I have so many tools. I have been collecting these tools, my friends, for so long. It's just the build took a little longer than expected. I wanted to get this build out quite a bit sooner, but you know me how it is. We just talked about that. But the tools are all set up. Like we have some really amazing tools for people if they want them. I haven't officially set a pricing. There were some really good comments in the last, maybe it was about a video or two ago, about pricing structure for the tools. There were some really good ones in there. I haven't set anything official at the moment, but I definitely follow some of the guidance that you guys gave me because I thought there were some really great ones in there. There we go. There's a couple funny ones, like someone's like, a diamond. Well, you know, I think we might be able to charge, we may do a whole pricing scheme for each tool, or we might just do kind of pay as you want. Like, you know, if you want this tool, like, give me whatever way you think is a fair deal or something like that. Or we might do a whole pricing scheme, but somebody's like, I think the best price for this particular tool will be a diamond. It's like, well, it took 3 to make, then enchanting, and then 5 diamonds for the actual mending book that particular pick will have. I thought that was, I don't know, they were probably being sarcastic, but it gave me a good laugh. But we'll put this right there, and let's see, we're just, you know, like we talked about, we're just kind of flowing around here. When you're going up here like this, try to keep your mind set that you're getting skinnier as you go, and the leaves start to get more sparse as you get up to the top like so. And also, you know, just be mindful of, you know, builds that you're next to and stuff like that. And I feel like we did a pretty good job of keeping our distance from any of the builds here and there. So I think that's good. And then we'll just do a nice, decent top on the top like so, like that. And then we'll just kind of bring that across there and then take the express route all the way down. And as you can see, that looks like a really spindly kind of tree, which I'm kind of actually going for a little bit. I don't want these trees to be symmetrical or perfect in any one way. They're wild trees, my friends. They're wild trees out there hanging out, doing their thing. But yeah, so that's what I want to do. I want to add more of these bigger scale trees, and then, you know, just add a little bit of a root system. Don't forget about the root system, because the trees need to have, you know, a nice good foundation that they're built up on. See how we just added that along there? And what I'm going to do here is I just want to bring this piece up just a little bit farther in there like that. All right, see how we made that be a little thicker? Look how much better that now looks. And then don't leave the little bit of the trunk showing. Don't cover it all the way up, because I did that on a couple of the trees back there, and I don't want to have them all look exactly the same. You know, some of them might have a bare, you know, exposed, you know, trunk on the bottom like that. It's all different and things of that nature. So there we go, my friends. There's another bigger style tree. And let me kind of get this all wrapped up, and then we'll do a little tour. All right, and welcome back. And I think we've done a pretty good job today creating a beautiful atmosphere around our tool forge. So let's head up our brand new pathway where it leads to our brand new smelter. So we got our smelter looking super fancy. Still some more work to do here and there. But today's recording's up to about 4 hours, so I really need to get going and actually getting some more resources, because we're completely out of a couple different things. But as you can see, we have some beautiful trees back here. Eventually, we'll have our little cellar doors across here. And then, oh, I just love all the detail, and hopefully you guys like the atmosphere that we created around the tool forge. And that's what I always say is so important when you create your beautiful structures and things like that. Don't forget about the landscaping and the atmosphere and the story that surrounds the base. And well, my friends, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos. And if you believe the videos are a rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later. And don't forget to follow me on Twitch and Twitter. Dear Derp, we at Scar's Frontier Outpost are in need of a new book. The camp's last cook died of food poisoning. We request the new cook to be placed inside the cook's chuck wagon.